Hello and welcome to the MRC. You join us today with the guys in the GT3 World Series. This is round 8 for the League 2 guys, and as you can see we are in the mountainous Sardinia. This is a 1 hour endurance race, and I will go through the grid after the 10 minutes of qualifying, and Fast JMS has put it on pole, followed closely by Bazza in second, Golden Brownie in third place. In fourth place we have Benji, and making a surprise appearance is Berserker Boy in fifth place. In sixth we have Welly Bob, and in seventh we have Gary. In eighth we have Captain Pugwash. In ninth we have Roadrunner, and in 10th place we have Blackie. Right, let me just check to make sure that we are coming through live before I do the whole thing. There we go, lovely stuff. I'll put that on mute. Right, so let's go to the front, get these boys underway. As I say, it is an hour long race around this track at Sardinia, and away we go. Looks like everyone's got a decent start there off the line. Fast JMS going side by side with Bazza up towards turn 1. You don't want to be going side by side through there, but Bazza backs out and Fast JMS is running deep. A couple of the guys have run deep. What happened to Fast JMS there? Did he just get it a bit too late? Looks like he got it a bit too late there on the brakes coming into turn 1, and Benji followed suit, running off wide, so that's dropped Fast down to 6th place at the moment. Put dirt on his tyres, he's running it out wide through turn 3 as well. And Roadrunner diving up the inside. So there's Benji. Benji is just up behind there. So them two losing out a bit there from the beginning of the race, but Bazza absolutely pulling away from Golden Brownie there in 2nd place. Berserker's got himself up to 3rd place. So a decent start there for Berserker. Gary, cracking start. I think he was in, where was Gary? 7th, I think he was. So up to 4th place for Gary. Welly's like he stayed in 5th place. Captain's in 6th. Blackie up to 7th now. Started at the back of the pack. Fast JMS in 8th. Roadrunner in 9th at the moment, and Benji in 10th. So apart from a few little incidents on the first couple of corners, seems like everyone's been able to get round the first lap fairly a-okay. To complete lap 1, Bazza in hot pursuit by Golden Brownie at the moment. And two quite pretty close. They are bringing Berserk along with him. Bit of a gap now between them three, and Gary in 4th place. Welly Bob going out wide on turn 2. There's a theme on the night that corner got called Welly Corner. And you will see why if I catch it later on during the race. So Welly down to 9th place now. He was up in, what was he, 5th place, but captain's taken that rollover. Now he's got to hunt down Gary in front of him in the Peugeot to see if he can catch up. Obviously that Peugeot should be pretty good round here. There's a lot of tight twisty corners, which the shorter wheel-based car should be pretty good at. Gary there in 4th, Berserker still in 3rd. Golden's dropped off a little bit from Bazza, but I do feel that Jag is mighty quick around this track. Maybe a bit of a handful, but is definitely doing well in the season so far. Here's Bazza. So as they come across the line for the second time, Bazza first, Golden second, Berserker third, Gary in 4th, Captain in 5th, Fast JMS 6th, Roadrunner in 7th, Welly in 8th, Blackie in 9th and Benji in 10th. You can see they're all just starting to just slowly spread out at the moment. Obviously, I don't know what the tyres people have used. It looks like someone's gone off at turn 2. It's Gary. He's dropped down to 5th, so captain up to 4th now. He's got Fast right up behind him. Fast looks for the inside at turn 4, but thinks better of it. Try and get the drive down the hill. This is probably one of the only good opportunities to make a pass. Gary runs it a little bit deep onto the gravel on the exit, but does keep ahead of Fast. So you've got 2 Corvettes here with the Merc of Roadrunner just watching behind, seeing if he can pick up any pieces from these guys that are squabbling for 5th place at the moment. It looks like Fast is probably going to try and wait until the start finish straight to think about making a move on Gary. But obviously with them fighting a little bit, it's obviously Little Roadrunner, and now it looks like Welly Bob's coming into play to the back of these 3. As we go down here, see how the guys do. Will Fast try and make a move on Gary. He looks like he's closing in. He's closing in, but is he going to be close enough to make a move? Doesn't look like it. He's going to have to just wait and see. He gets a good exit. Does Fast. Welly, there we go. There's Welly corner. But Fast does get the better drive out of turn 2. That goes out wide. Does he keep it? He does. Just parks it in front of Gary. Looks like Gary had to slam the anchors on, and Roadrunner got very close to hitting Gary there. It's a great little battle here for 5th place with these guys. You've got Welly there. He's dropped off the back of these guys, obviously from that turn 2 through Welly corner. Benji there, he's moved up a place after that off on the first lap, so he's up to 9th. He's now going to be fighting with Welly. He's getting it all sorts of sideways. Does he keep it? No, he doesn't. He spins it out into the gravel. That's going to allow Blackie to get past him, so Benji back down to 10th place. Not greatest of starts for Benji at the moment, but we've got a long way to go for these guys even think about where they're going to be finishing in just under 55 minutes. Back to the front, Bazza still leads it, and just ahead of Golden. So Golden's keeping him honest at the moment. They're doing pretty similar lap times to each other, so yeah, Golden's not going to let Bazza drive away from this one, yeah, as it seems. Berserker there in 3rd place, kind of all by himself at the moment, but it's quite nice to sometimes be by yourself. You can just get your head down and get some laps in. Just keeping that distance between him and captain in 4th place, who's got a bit more of a gap now, it looks like, to Gary in 5th. Fast, where's Fast gone? Fast is back down to 8th place. He's got front end damage. So what happened to Fast there? He was in 5th, driving away quite nicely. Just hits the gravel on the exit. And you got on 90-degree hander. Yeah, 90-degree left hander. So it's dropped Fast down to 8th place now. Was in 5th, so he's got to do that work all over again to get past Welly, Roadrunner and Gary. But obviously we know Fast is quick. He was on pole, so he has definitely got the pace to try and catch up to these guys and make it past. Obviously it's a very tricky type to get past on this one, with there not being really many straights to get the slipstream. Gary runs it out wide there. He's going to lose a bit of speed coming onto the start finish straight, so will that give Roadrunner a chance? I don't think it will. He's just too far behind. Here's Roadrunner. But these two have had a pretty decent start, obviously capitalising on other people's mistakes. Gary goes deep into Welly corner, I should say. That's allowed Roadrunner to get in front of Gary now. So Roadrunner up to 5th place. He's just set his fastest lap of the race of a 23.1. So getting into the groove now is Roadrunner. And see if he can try and catch up to Captain up ahead. You can see just there out of shot. You might see him again. No, you won't. But yeah, Captain isn't too far up the road from Roadrunner. Jump to the front. Yeah, Bazza and Golden are still pretty much nose to tail. Tyre wear a little bit more on Golden's tyres than Bazza, but the Merc being a pretty heavy boy will be struggling. There, what's the lap times? 21.7 to 21.7. So yeah, Bazza pulled out 1/10 in 2 laps between these two. So they really are just setting the pace at the moment. Berserker there over 22.5, so 22.6. So yeah, dropped 9/10 the last lap round on the mediums. Captain is on the mediums as well. So Roadrunner on the hards. So Roadrunner the first person on the hards out of everyone, which around this track is about a second and a half slower, just due to being there seeing so many corners. Gary there on the mediums, Welly on the mediums, Fast MS on the hards. Potentially could be why he's struggling a little bit, you know, heavy car on the hardest compound available for the race, just the mediums and hards available. Lucky there on the mediums, and Benji on the mediums as well. Obviously not had the greatest of starts, but as I said, plenty of time to come back for Benji. Not even 10 minutes in yet, so plenty of time. So to finish lap 7, as it comes across the line, sets the fastest lap. No, Golden sets the fastest lap, only just from Bazza. So these two, Golden getting it tail happy coming out of Welly corner. These two really are pulling away, even from Berserker. 23 dead for Berserker. That's all Berserker needs to do, is just keep turning them lap times around. Obviously different strategies can play out. He might be going for the 1 stop, maybe the 2 stop, depending on what his strategist says for which way is quickest for this race. Captain there in 4th place, doing pretty well so far. Pretty consistent lap times. He got into the 23 straight away and stayed there, so if he can keep that going, he should be able to keep fairly high up the leaderboard. Roadrunner 23.1, 23.3, and Berserker's 23 dead. So yeah, these guys running within a couple of tenths of each other. Welly, we must have had a little off on the last lap of 25.8, so might have gone off at Welly corner. Lucky there, he set his fastest lap of the race of a 21.9, so he's definitely getting more comfortable on the lighter fuel load. Fast MS there, he's not at the best of starts, but he is on the hard tyre, so when everyone else has to run the hard tyre, he'll be on the mediums and trying to make up the ground that he has lost in the first stint. Benji there, 3 seconds off this lap, so he's obviously got a little off somewhere. I will say it probably will be at Welly corner. I think most people did struggle through turn 2, and that was the worst kind of braking area going into, because you're just flicking the car left and then right, and it will just unsettle the car if you get it slightly wrong. Just looking on track to see if there is any battles. It looks like yeah, Roadrunner and Gary are close together, and obviously Bazza and Golden as well at the front. And the 3 behind, all just evenly spaced at the moment, so just trying to keep my eye on, see if any changes happen between these two. Is Golden going to be close enough to make a move on Bazza, who goes fastest again? Golden goes fastest again by 11 hundredths. So these two trading fastest laps. Oh, Golden's run out wide, out of welly corner. So Golden's done a welly. It's going to have just dropped and put a bit of dirt on his tyres. So will he now try and catch up to the back of Bazza? Or is he just sitting behind him, just trying to save some fuel? To be fair, he hasn't saved as much as Bazza has, and that Bazza's not had any slipstream this race, so Andy's got better tyres. That's the thing about being in a slipstream, you will burn through your tyres quicker than being in clean air. And I haven't noticed, no, Roadrunner was ahead of Gary anyway, so I thought Gary had dropped a position there. But now that's opened up just the front two a bit now, with Golden going off at welly corner. And it's going to leave these two fighting for 5th place. Probably the closest on track at the moment between them two and Fast MS. Coming into the banked corner. I will, once kind of it potentially spreads out a little bit more, do a lap guide before it gets too dark, because we did start at, I believe it was late afternoon for this race, so before it gets too dark I'm just struggling to see where the track goes. I will do a lap guide. Benji, I thought he was going to have a good drive coming out of that last corner, but I think he went in a bit too hot at the corner before. Just dropped off the back of Fast there. They come to finish lap 10 on to lap 11. And there you go. Just under 15 minutes of the race gone as well, so a quarter of the distance. And it's all spread out nicely at the moment, but as I say, we've got some guys running hard, some guys running mediums. That will unfold later on when they come into the pits. Obviously, how much fuel has Roadrunner got? He's still got a lot of bit of fuel, so not sure how long he's going to be going on them hard tyres, but definitely making them work. So what was he doing? 22.8 his fastest. So yeah, I said about 1.5 seconds off is the hard tyres than the mediums. I'm only going by Golden's fastest lap time at the moment. But looks like Bazza has been able to pull out about a 2-second lead over Golden now, after Golden had that little incident at welly corner. Just keeping it on the track there was Golden, so yeah, 23.2 and a 22.3. Yeah, Bazza's been able to do 21.8, 21.7, so yeah, pulled out a couple of 6 tenths in 2 laps. Sorry, doing quick maths here, about a second over 2 laps. So yeah, Bazza has just been able to just break that toe to Golden Brownie. I don't think it'll be long before he's thinking about coming into the pit, because them tyres will start to die off. Obviously the front left takes a hammering around this track, there being about, I think about 9 right hand corners, so the left hand tyre getting a full load of the weight of the car. Berserker there, he's just over halfway on his tyres, same as Bazza. Golden's down to about 30%. Captain there probably could go to about halfway if he could make the fuel last, make it a one-stop race for him. Seeing how well the tyres have lasted on that Peugeot. See, Roadrunner hardly used anything of his tyres, but he is on the hards, and obviously he's gone faster again, a 22.6, so he is really flying at the moment. His Roadrunner, look, definitely is catching up to Captain, keeping it in the 23s. He's on a 24.1, so maybe that bit of tyre wear is kicking in for Captain, even though it doesn't look too bad. A 22.9, so Roadrunner over a second quicker at that lap round, so won't be long before Roadrunner's up behind Captain, fighting for 4th place. Gary there, 23.6, so he's just dropping off the back end of Roadrunner. Roadrunner seems to be really in the groove there. Welly in 7th place. got a bit of front left damage. Did Welly do a Welly? Let's have a watch. I think he will have. Coming into Welly corner. Yeah, a little bit too late in the brakes. Into barrier. And Welly done a Welly. So it's still in 7th place, but he's going to have dropped a couple of seconds this lap round. Yeah, 2.8 seconds already. So Fast is going to have a nice little VW Beetle to look at now and chase down. See how Fast can try and get past Welly if he can, but obviously he's on the hard tyres, so will he struggle to do that. Lucky there, he did a bad lap, the last lap round of a 28.6, so he must have had him off somewhere. Benji's got into the groove now, but obviously the first couple of laps not being so kind to him, he's just dropped off from the rest of the field, and with it being such a tight lap, not much time to really be gained, it's going to be a struggle to try and see where he will finish. Bazza and Golden, looks like Golden's caught up a little bit, I wouldn't say much, probably a tenth or two. 21.6, 22, oh, he's caught up a couple of tenths the last couple of laps, so definitely catching up to it. Bazza coming near probably to the end of the stint for Golden, looking at them tyres. Berserker as well, not long left on his tyres. Captain in 4th, still got lots. Tyre wear same as Roadrunner. Gary there still following Roadrunner, not letting him get away, just keeping in his slipstream. Trying to save a bit of fuel in that juicy Corvette. Same as the Merc, it's a very juicy car. Well, he's still ahead of Fast at the moment. It looks like Fast is he going to get a nice drive coming out of that right-hander. No, he doesn't. Really try and wait now, just get a good drive out of the last corner onto the start-finish straight, and see if he can make the move into Welly corner. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Is Welly coming in the pit? No, he's not. He was just driving down the middle of the track, probably just sending a few little messages to Fast to say, I'm gonna fool you. Welly gets through turn 2 very nicely. Fast wasn't been able to capitalise on being close to Welly down the start-finish straight. Blackie, easily done a Welly as well, I think he has. It is such a tricky corner. That's so easy to do, just jumping over that little curb on the right hand side into turn 2, and there's not much runoff here, so you go straight into the barrier. And Benji coming through as well now. Gets it stopped nicely, and away he goes. Bazza looks like he's pulled out a gap over Golden again. What are they doing? All pretty much exactly the same lap time as last 2 laps. So yeah, Golden's wasn't sitting behind Bazza just for trying to save. He was pushing, because he hasn't been able to catch up to Bazza since that little mistake he had a few laps ago. But as you can see on the mini map, where Golden and Bazza are, to Berserker in 3rd, so they have already checked out in the first 20 minutes of the race. But we have got 40 minutes to go, and obviously anything can happen and possibly will happen in this race. Captain there, he's just set the fastest lap of his race of a 22.7. So he's just pulled out 2 tenths over Roadrunner on the last lap. So the tyre wear potentially won't be kicking in, because he set the fastest lap. So he's just had a few laps of a little bit distracted, of no one up ahead. We could see cars catching in the rear view mirror, but now he's got his head back down, and Captain is away. Roadrunner, as I said, bringing Gary along with him as Roadrunner's trying to catch up to Captain there, getting a bit tail happy, coming out of that right-hander was Roadrunner, but been able to keep it ahead of Gary. These two have pretty much been locked in fairly early on in the race. There's a few place changes so far, but no one into the pit yet. 22 minutes gone. So a lot of these guys are going to try and do a one stop. We shall see. Let's see. Apart from Roadrunner and Fast JMS on the hards, everyone else is on the mediums. We believe. Oh, and Blackie. Sorry. Oh no, Blackie has pitted. I missed that. So Blackie's pitted for the hard tyre. But he didn't put much fuel in, so he's probably going to be doing the minimum 3 laps or so on that tyre, and then going back to the medium tyre to the end of the race potentially. But he's not far from being lapped from Basil and Golden, but obviously they're going to have to pit, I would say, sometime soon. Well, Basil looks like he's going to be coming into the pit. No, he falls Golden, but Golden is going into the pit. So Golden into the pit, Basil fooled Golden there, but whether Golden actually bit and thought, yep, Baz is coming in, I'll come in as well and cover off any undercut that would happen. So Berserker Boy, is he going to be coming to the pit? His fuel light is flashing. He will go around for another lap. So Berserker into second place now. Captain will go into third, followed closely by Roadrunner and Gary. Golden's just coming out of the pit. 96% fuel. What tyres is he on? He's on the mediums, so he changed for a new set of mediums, so he will have to pit again. Will Golden, so he's got opted for the 2-stop, same as Blackie, because Blackie didn't put much fuel in when he came in. Fast JMS there. I don't think Benji, no, Benji hasn't pitted. Really just getting it a little bit. I saw on the because I flicked through there, a bit of grass kicked up through turn 2 there. Benji hasn't come into the pit. And Blackie, his fuel light has come on, so he will be pitting fairly shortly as Baz are coming in. No, Baz has gone round for another lap. His fuel light, he's got loads of fuel left, but he hasn't got much front left of the car. So we'll see how many more laps he thinks he can take that car. Will Berserker come into the pit? Fuel light was flashing at the beginning of the last lap. It looks like Berserker is into the pit. Will any of these guys come in? Captain goes round for another one. So does Roadrunner, and so does Gary. So what's their fuel like? Roadrunner's got loads of fuel left out of these 3. Golden's into 5th. He's gone past Berserker in the pit. Fast JMS and has got some fuel. Well, he's got a little bit less. Berserker's come out. I'm guessing he's going to be coming out on the hards with only that much fuel. Yes, he has. So Berserker will be doing a 2-stop as well, because he won't be able to make it to the end with that much fuel. And he's going round again. That Corvette, I thought it was a juicy car, but clearly not. Over a quarter of a tank left to go. Blackie has done his required 3 laps on the hards, had enough and come into the pit. Bazza goes round for another lap. So Bazza's going lap 20 before he's even thinking about coming into the pit. We'll say with these guys, there is action behind. It's Fast JMS and Welly. I have missed Fast JMS, who has got past Welly. Apologies about that. But Captain looks like he's going to be coming into the pit. Well over to the left coming in. Didn't want to get any pit lane penalty. So that's going to have released Roadrunner. Just comes out. Blackie in front of Roadrunner. Blackie runs off wide, trying to get out the way. Is he going to hamper Golden? No, he won't. Golden gets through nicely. I think Gary will be coming in this lap. His fuel light is flashing now. Road on it, his fuel light's flashing as well, so he might potentially be coming in, but Gary's gone for a move up the inside on that left hill, left-hander. But now it's going to give Golden a chance to try and get past Roadrunner as well now. But Roadrunner's defended it off nicely. Obviously this is for position, even though Golden's pitted. Golden's gone out wide onto the gravel. That's not what you don't want to be doing, that when you've just pitted and trying to undercut Bazza, who's gone around again. So is Bazza's going to try and do a one stop. He's still got enough fuel, it's not flashing yet. So Bazza could potentially be trying to do a one stop there. He's got the tyres, he's made the mediums last for half an hour nearly, so he should be able to easily make the hards last for half an hour. Gary comes into the pit, followed by Roadrunner. So Golden now into second place, set the fastest lap of a 21.1 now, following Blackie, who's a lap down, so I'm thinking Blackie probably will be getting blue flag, so it won't be too long before Blackie, we should move out of the way and oblige the blue flag rule. But Roadrunner and Gary still putting in fuel, so Welly's gone round again. Roadrunner's coming out on 77% fuel. Gary's filled it right up, he's come out on the mediums, so I don't know if Roadrunner's going to be trying to do a two stop or a one stop here, because the 77% is not going to make him to the end of the race. It'll probably get him to about 15 minutes and then potentially think about coming in again. Just kind of splitting the fuel load, I guess. I'm going to make it as quick as he can on the tyres as well as a fuel load. So it's all a bit mixed up between the two guys. Evening, Mr. Bowman. How are we doing? So Bazza on lap 22 now. I'm sure he'll be coming in this lap. No way will he be able to try and do another lap, but he's got to the half an hour mark on a tank of fuel, so Bazza definitely going for the one stop. Golden there will be going for the two because he's gone for medium. Fast JMS, he's on hard still, he hasn't pitted, so is he then going to going to the mediums, making this a one stop as well. Berserker, he's still running around on the hard, so we know Berserker's doing a two stop because of the fuel load. Benji, who hasn't pitted yet, Bazza has come into the pit now, so see where he comes out in relation to Golden Brownie, who's obviously been on the medium tyres. Probably going a little bit quicker than Bazza. But Benji fighting with Roadrunner here for 5th place. But Roadrunner on the medium tyres on a heavy car, and Benji on old tyres but very light on fuel. So probably fairly evenly matched, I would say. But Benji goes out wide on that hairpin left. Keeps it ahead of Roadrunner. There has been a change for the lead. Golden Brownie is ahead of Bazza now. Still behind Blackie, so Blackie hasn't been able to move out the way for Golden yet. But I don't know if that's been hampering Golden for lap times, but it looks like Golden's gone for the move up the inside of Blackie down to the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. So once kind of everyone's done most of their pit stops, I will do a running order to find out where everyone is, because it is all over the place with people doing short stints and long stints. But Bazza, he's on the hards, he's got a full tank of fuel. He will probably be going to the end of the race, so Golden's near enough a pit stop behind. See what he can do to increase that gap over Bazza before he has to pit again. Berserker there in 3rd place, kind of all by himself at the moment. But we know we've got a pit. Benji still just ahead of Roadrunner for 4th place. I think this is the only battle on track at the moment. Benji goes out wide again through that left-hand hairpin. Roadrunner gets up the inside. He's going to be on the outside for the next corner. Will he try the old switcheroo or just try and hang it around the outside? Just hangs it around the outside. Brilliant overtake there from Roadrunner. Yes, he is on nice grippy mediums, but and Benji on the very old set of mediums with not much fuel now. I think he probably will be coming into the pit this lap, probably losing. Yeah, he's got his indicator on to tell anyone behind, which luckily there is no one at the moment. So Benji comes into the pit. He'll probably just doing a 1-stop. So Gary, he's put hards on. Will he try and make it to the end? Seeing that Benji's done in the same car 33 minutes on a tank of fuel, I think Gary will be able to make it to the end. Probably the same as Captain. They've all got up to about half an hour mark. There's a couple that came on obviously a lot earlier, so we'll see where they all unfold. But I think now this is the closest battle on track at the moment, but looks like Gary's got the upper hand on Captain at the moment. So I will jump on with Golden for a lap guide. Just set the fastest lap of the race as well. Into Welly corner we go. Little flick left, drop it down, hit that apex on the right hand side. Don't run it out wide, as you will get dragged into the grass, and then just a lift off a bit wide on that apex there. You want to miss that one, but then you do want to hit this apex, and down the hill we go towards this 90-degree left-hander onto the brakes, getting it stopped, just missing the apex. Got a bit too tight there through that corner. There's Bazza behind, it looks like Bazza and Blackie. And you've got this back straight, not really a straight, very curvy, and then 50-metre mortar. You slam the brakes on, drop it down, hit that apex, a late apex on that long 180-degree over the brow of the hill, down towards this right-hander. Another late apex on that one through the penalty gate, which I think is pretty hard to get a penalty around this track unless you really do cut some of these corners. And then this right-hander is all about throttle control, and then getting it over as far left as you can before the last corner, and then blast it back out of there towards the start-finish line. It looks like we've got Welly up ahead as well. So a quick lap of Sardinia. It's obviously only 1 minute 22 per lap. Obviously a little bit slower that lap. Second slower for Golden. He has been able to extend that lead over Bazza. Second or so a lap, it seems. It looks like Bazza's now going to be in the dirty air of Blackie up ahead. Berserker there in third. He's running low on fuel, so probably coming in the end of the next lap. Roadrunner, who's not far behind now, setting some decent lap times. 21.6s for Roadrunner, 2 laps in a row, but Berserker's doing 23s and 25s, so catching 2 to 4 seconds a lap. Here's Roadrunner over Berserker. That's the difference between, if you can really get them hards lit up like Roadrunner did in his first stint. He will be coming, I reckon, for another set of mediums and a splash of fuel towards the end of the race. Gary there in 5th. He has been able to put away a bit from Captain in 6th place. 25s for Captain and 23s for Gary. Pretty close to 24s, but yeah, he was in the 23s technically. Fast MS not far behind. He's on the mediums now, so we'll be able to push up towards the back of Captain in 6th place. Benji there, he's now in 8th. Obviously he did have not the greatest of start, did Benji, but he's now worked his way up to 8th place. It's all about strategy. Blackie there in 9th place. Still got Bazza behind him as well. Welly in 10th, who has just pitted. He's done his 3 hard laps, 3 or 4 hard laps he's done. I don't know what the 155 was. I don't know if he went off and took a bit longer, but I know it was about 1 minute 35 per pit stop per 2 laps in a row. So, but well, he should have probably enough fuel now to go to the end. Berserker has come into the pit, so that's released Roadrunner into 3rd place. Berserker's put 100% of fuel in to do 22 minutes of racing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But he probably was now on the medium tyres. And he is. And away he goes. He's got Captain quite a bit away ahead of him. The Captain's been caught and overtaken by Fast MS. He set a 121.9. Captain's was 126.0. So yeah, really been able to catch up using them fresh mediums as it fast. So we know he was quick. He was on pole. So he's now using that speed to try and catch up to the back now of, it will be Gary in 4th place. I'm going to try and see if there's any battles on track. I think Captain and Fast MS, but Fast MS is pulling away from Captain. So I'll stick it with Fast MS for a second whilst I have a quick drinks break. Back to the action. So let's have a see. Golden there, 21s, low 22s. Bazza there, 22s and 23s. So pulling over about a second a lap. It is Golden still over Bazza, who's on them hard tyres. See if what the gap is. 10, so it's about 10 seconds. It was only about 4 when they're done the pits, so Golden's been able to pull out about 6 seconds so far. But I don't think he's got many more laps left on them tyres. We've got about another 6 or 7 laps before he'd have to come into the pit. Fuel probably won't be an issue. Roadrunner, yeah, definitely going to have to be coming into the pit. He's got about the same as Golden on fuel. Running 21.5s is Roadrunner. So really picking up the pace. Is Bazza going to be a threat ahead? I don't think Bazza's going to be under threat, but it is possible. Looks like, I thought it was it Blackie that went off? It was. How did Blackie go off? I saw a car spinning on the mini-map. Did he just get it a bit too late coming in? Yeah, running it a little bit too hot coming into that right-hander. It's going to allow Bazza to get past and get released now. Well, he's still not too far behind. But he's on the mediums. Blackie, half tank of fuel on the mediums. I can't think now who was on the hards to begin with. It was Fast MS and Roadrunner. I think it was Blackie as well. So he should be good to the end of the race. I think everyone's, apart from Golden, I think everyone's used the 2 compounds. Just flicking through, yes. Fastest lap there from Roadrunner, 20.9. So he's fastest man on track at the moment. Probably, yeah, he's got 30% fuel left and fairly decent tyres. So he's got about the same amount of tyres, same amount of fuel as Golden, but yeah, a lot better tyres. What's the gap now? about 12 seconds between Golden and Buzzer. It's 22 seconds between Buzzer and Roadrunner, so Roadrunner's going to have to really put the hammer down, but we know he's going to have to pit again, and Buzzer's not. So I do believe it's potentially a 2-horse race, but I think Buzzer could be well in the lead at the moment. Once Golden's gone on to the hard tyres, we've got a battle here for 2 Corvettes, only missing Benji. Let's make it 3 Corvettes fighting for 4th place. But I do believe Fast MS probably will have the upper hand here, being on the medium tyres. Will he try for the old switcheroo? No, Gary wise to that, parks it on the apex. Not going to let Fast get the upper hand around the long left-hander, but it goes out wide on the next corner. It's going to allow Fast MS to be up the inside, going through the last couple of corners, but Gary's hanging out there, and they're not going to give up this place very easily. Too fast, but Fast does make it work in the end, and it gets past Gary into 4th place now, with more fuel as well than Gary. So will Gary have to do a little bit of fuel saving to make it to the end? We will have to see. How far is Roadrunner Fast MS behind Roadrunner? Bit of a distance between the two of them, about 30 seconds or so, if my maths are correct. Yeah, about 28 seconds. So there's quite a bit to gain, but Roadrunner will have to pit again, and Fast MS won't. So we'll see when Roadrunner pits where he comes out in relation to Fast MS. And Gary, captain there in 6th place, not far behind them guys, but he is on the hard tyres. So Gary has been able to just pull away from captain since them two came into the pit fairly close together. Berserker there in 7th. He has been catching captain a couple of seconds a lap, so captain's really struggling on them hard tyres. Might have been worth just doing the enough laps to make it to the end for captain, and not run such a long time. Could potentially have been further up, but as I say, other people might have to pit, but I think Berserker's alright for pitting. He's got 3/4 of a tank with only 16 minutes of the race to go. Benji looks like he's going to be good as well. You know, he's not too far behind these guys. He has just been overtaken by Golden. And as we know, Golden's going to be pitting sometime soon. Blackie there in 9th place. I'm really curious to see if he has got enough fuel to get to the end. Well, we know we'll have, because he has only pitted a few laps ago. He has got Roadrunner coming up behind him now. By the looks of things, Roadrunner, oh, we had a bad lap on lap 31, a 23.5. So potentially had a moment at Welly Corner. There is a battle on track. Yep, Berserker has got past captain. Did he do that? Done that out or into the left-hander? Looks like he's done it out of the left-hander. Captain just moved out the way, it seems. Saw that Berserker was coming up. Didn't want to hold up Berserker. It's a nice lap time there from Berserker, a 22 dead. The last lap round. Wanted all the zeros, he got them. So Berserker now up to 6th place. Gary not too far ahead, doing high 24s, 25s. Berserker doing the 22s. So how far is he behind? It's about 9 seconds. So quick maths, that's about 3 laps, maybe 4 laps to catch up to Gary. And we've done about 10 laps or so in 15 minutes at the beginning of the race, so 10-11 laps. So yeah, Berserker should be able to catch up to the back end of Gary before the end of the race. We jump to the front. Roadrunner's, yeah, Golden's definitely got not much front left on that car. there's Bazza. Bazza's just come along the line, so there's about 15 seconds between the two of them now. So Golden's opened up 12 seconds over Bazza. Roadrunner there, just coming out the last corner. These two are... But Roadrunner is got away behind Bazza and obviously still having to pit. So I'll see when Fast JMS has got a bit of time yet till he comes across the start finish line. See how far he is behind Roadrunner, see how much time is going to be lost between the pit stops. I think it's about 30 seconds that you will lose whilst doing the pit stop. So we'll just follow fast across the line. 28, so they're about the same at the moment between these two. They haven't really opened up much of a gap between Roadrunner and Fast JMS, so it will be very close. And the Roadrunner, he's done the hard, so he's just going to have to put on another set of mediums. Good evening, Rick. How we doing? So yeah, as I was saying, Roadrunner will have to put us another set of mediums on, but will be nice and fresh. Fast JMS, just running it deep there through that left-hander. Now he's got past Gary and he's checking out. So boy, how far is he behind? It's about 6 seconds. So yeah, he's caught up. A couple of seconds in the last lap. So yeah, I'd say T-minus 3 laps for Berserker to get Gary. Roadrunner has come into the pits for the second time. Oh, I'm good, thank you, Rick. Not long left of the race to go, and there you are on screen in second, and we'll see how the race unfolds. So I was going through, Captain in 7th place, just ahead of Benji. So lap times 23, 22, 25 still, so yeah, looks like Captain's going to get potentially overtaken by Benji in the next lap or so. Welly there in 9th place, only just ahead of Blackie, but Blackie must have pitted doing 33.38, so yeah, Blackie's put on a nice set of mediums and getting them all dirty. You don't want to be doing that, they're going to get all the gravel stuck to them. Good couple of corners to get that gravel off and make sure you can hit them apexes again. Golden, yeah, definitely be coming in at the end of this lap. Absolutely nothing left on that front left. Still setting decent lap times over 22s, even though he's got, as I say, no tyre left. Bazza there, it looks like he's only just put them hards on. He's had them on for 20 minutes. So yeah, really eking the fuel and the tyres out is Bazza. Let's see if Golden comes in this lap, or would he go for another one? Fuel lights on as well, so I think it'd be a bit of a risk to go for another lap. Looks like he's staying left as he's coming down the hill towards the pit entry, and in the pits does go Golden. So that should put Bazza up into 1st place. See how far ahead he'll be. But Roadrunner, obviously he has made his pit stop. He's put a nice set of boots on, and he's got a nice white Corvette to chase till the end of the race. Obviously it's hard to know we've got a yellow flag up ahead. We'll see who that's for if we can. Looks like it's clear. Not really sure who that was. Could have been Blackie, I'm guessing, by just going by the track map. Gary is defending against Berserker now. I said T-minus 3 laps, I think it was only 2. Berserker goes up the inside through that 90-degree right-hander towards the last couple of corners. So Berserker up to 5th place. I think he's a bit too far behind Roadrunner now. We've only 9 minutes of the race to go to make up. He's about 12 seconds or so. A bit hard to say when there's a pit line in between. So we'll see when he crosses the line. 13. Not a bad guess. I'll take that. But yeah, as I was saying, Roadrunner. Now he's got a Corvette in front of him to chase down. 22 dead. And a 21.9. So yeah, setting very similar lap times. The last lap round, JMS a 10th quicker. Golden now coming to finish his out lap. See how far he is behind Bazza as he comes across the line. 10 seconds. So we'll see if that gap comes down. He's got 8 minutes to catch 10 seconds. That's going to be hard, but we know there's about a second a lap difference between the no, because Golden's on the hards, not on the mediums, is he? So yeah, they're running on the same tyres. I believe this is the only action on the track. I'm going to just quickly flick through. Yeah, everyone's fairly spaced out now. So we'll just manage the gap between the front two, but we'll watch Fast JMS and the Roadrunner. We'll go on board with Roadrunner. Here's the view he's got of that Corvette in front of him. Running out wide through Welly Corner. And into turn 3, just a little lift off there. Obviously when you've got dirty tyres, probably a little bit of a dab of the brake as well. Through that right hand, the Fast JMS hit that curb. Got the car all unsettled. Roadrunner thinks about having a look, but it's probably better to get a good drive coming out of here. It looks like he does. Right now, the Fast JMS's rear wing. Up towards the 180 degree left-hander at the top of this hill. We'll go back to trackside and see if the move can happen. Looks like Roadrunner's just not been able to make it happen at the moment. I do feel that the move is imminent between these two, just with Roadrunner being on the fresher Robert. Fast JMS has got a lighter car with fuel, but he is on nearly half worn mediums, where I say Roadrunner's been on what 3 laps so far on that set of tyres, so really hardly worn at all. So you probably can do about, I think, about 18 laps or so, 20 laps on a set of mediums. Through Welly Corner we go for the 39th time. So we get over 40 laps for this race. Roadrunner really just can't make anything up through that beginning part of the track. Just the Corvette speed, just not letting the Merc catch up to the back of him. Yeah, I know Gary gone off Welly Corner, which is going to allow Benji to catch up. Benji's on the mediums as well. Runs out wide through turn 3. Gary's going to have dirty tyres and he's on the hards, so it's going to take a while to get all that dirt off. Benji's looking around the outside. Is he going to try and make the old switcheroo? He tries it, gets the power down. Now they're coming through the back straight. Benji is just alongside Gary now. He does get past him, coming up towards the hairpin. Pulls in front of Gary. Makes sure that Gary can't make a move to defend. So Benji now up to 6th place on a late charge, but after the first 5 laps, Benji being about a quarter of a lap behind these guys, he's really motored on and pushed his way through the pack. Captain there has obviously been struggling the second half of this race on them hard tyres. Probably would have been quicker, as I said, for him to do 5 laps or so on them hards and then go back to the mediums to the end of the race. He would have lost less time to the guys up in front. Gary's fuel lights on. We've got 4 and a bit minutes to go. So jump up to Roadrunner and Fast JMS. Still 10 seconds between Bazza and Golden as well. So Golden's not been able to catch up to, or inroads to first place. But Fast MS still holding off Roadrunner. And his fuel lights just come on as well as Fast MS, so hopefully he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. I think we've got another, what have we got, 3.5 minutes, so you've got another 3 laps of racing to go. Normally the fuel light comes on when you've got 2 laps, so we'll fast now have to start fuel saving, or has he been fuel saving, and it's giving us a wrong reading. Does cut turn 2, doesn't pick up a penalty. His tyres were still just on the racetrack. That's Golden behind someone. Captain. Okay, so there's no one. It's not a real fight on track. Be back in a second, guys. Sorry about that. Roadrunner in 4th there, still chasing Fast JMS for that last spot on the podium. But will Fast JMS have enough fuel? I think everyone's fairly tight on the fuel. Berserker's got more than enough fuel. Gary's fuel light is on. He's getting caught by Bazza now. Same as Captain being caught by Golden. Will Captain just pull out of the way, or will he make it a hard fight for Captain? No, he'll just stay to the right hand side on the exit of that left hander. Yeah, everyone's fairly close on fuel. I think Berserker's put probably a bit too much fuel in, but Bazza has got past Gary. Looks like lap times about 9 seconds between them two. Fast MS has pulled away from Roadrunner, so he clearly thinks he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. We've got another 2 laps to go. I think Fast MS is going to be tight. I really do. So I think Roadrunner, as long as he's got just keeps tight and close to Fast JMS, he will potentially pick up that position. He's really closed up the gap now. Really closed up that gap down that back straight. So it's now Fast JMS to realise he's not going to have enough fuel to make it to the end, and had to go into fuel saving mode. And it's all about a matter of time now between these two for that change of the 3rd spot on the podium. He's just waiting until the start finish straight. Will Roadrunner, before he makes a move on Fast JMS. We've got just under a minute to go, so we've still got another lap to go. So can't see exactly how much fuel Fast JMS has got, but Roadrunner looking to the left hand side now. Pulls alongside Fast JMS in towards Welly corner we go for the last time for these guys. But that's Roadrunner up to 3rd place. I'll just jump to see where Bazza is. He's coming through the last couple corners. Was he? Yeah, I think Bazza might make another lap. Shows the dominance of Bazza for this race. Going to make it on to lap 44. And Roadrunner, and I think the rest will all be on 43. Yes, he does. Golden Brownie, will he make it, or will he finish in 2nd? Just crosses before. So who is right? Let's go to. It's going to be a bit all over the place for the end, with cars being laps down. So Gary will finish in 7th place, just puts the brakes on just to make sure he doesn't cross the line. Captain goes across to finish in 8th place. Welly coming round the last corner will come across to finish in 9th place. So not too bad for Welly, didn't run out of fuel, which is good. Blackie coming out of the last corner now as well. Down the hill, not the greatest result for Blackie. Who was that then? That is Roadrunner coming across to finish in 3rd place. Absolutely dropped JMS this lap. So what's happened to JMS? JMS finally run out of fuel. Yes, he has. JMS has run out of fuel on the last lap, so that puts Berserker into 4th place. Berserker's got some damage on the rear left, not sure what from. Didn't hit Fast JMS then, so Berserker comes across to finish in 4th place. Fast JMS, will he finish in 5th? No, he won't. Benji just beats him to finish in 5th place. Incredible. Fast JMS coming across the line. I will jump to Bazza, who has been flashing his headlights, looks like, for the whole of the last lap. Thanking the crowd, thanking the marshals, thanking his team. Incredible race victory there for Bazza at the 1 hour at Sardinia. Crosses the line there, and Golden will come across to finish in 2nd, last of the runners. Thank you all so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed the commentary and the video, please hit that like button. Maybe consider subscribing, and I shall see you all on the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. See you later. Bye bye.